Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Vince Papale.
Thank you. How you doing? Y'all feeling good? Yeah? Are you pumped or what? Yeah. Should I give you the real official Philly welcome? Yo, how you doing? How you doing? Everything good? It was so fun. A couple of the teams would come in, and as you're coming up the escalator, it was a sprint to the field. I mean, can you believe you're here? How many people here in this room have played in a final for the NCAA championships? Anybody here? See, there you are. Okay, just a couple. So you know what it is, right? And yeah, and it's really all about the dream, isn't it? And that's what you're all about. And this is pretty cool that you're going to be part of this championship. Any Eagles fans here in the room? Yeah. Oh my God, how'd that happen? Yeah? Any Cowboys fans? Oh God, how'd that happen? Oh man, get them out of here. Jeez, oh man. You know what? It's sort of amazing, you know, just first of all, the fact that you guys are such great athletes, and I'm in total awe of what you do out on the field, because you bring it all together. You know, from my hand coordination, all the skills you might need in football, the strength that you have, the agility that you need in basketball, the strength and you know, your fogos and the wrestlers, you know, and all those kinds of things. And everything that you do out there, to me, totally amazes me. And I'm real excited to talk to you because we're part of the lacrosse community. I have a little boy that plays lacrosse. I read in the movie, did you see that little kid, 83, was running out in front of the car? That's our boy. That's our boy, Vinny. And he's playing lacrosse right now, so it's pretty cool. And what you guys do out there in the field is absolutely amazing. And you're a part of this thing, which I call, you know, the dream. And if we can get this thing going, there you go. And you know, did anybody here ever dream that they'd be in this position where you're at right now? And I have this slide up here. It's the possibility of having a dream. That comes true that makes life interesting. And I was a little bit of a dreamer as a kid because I grew up right down the road. I grew up 10 miles from here. And I had this dream that someday I'd become a Philadelphia Eagle. And there it is. You know, you see the slide up there. I was a Philadelphia Eagle. And, you know, they told me I was crazy, but, you know, my first dream was I wanted to be an Olympian. I wanted to be a decathlete, and it never happened. And how many people saw the movie? Oh, did you like it? Yeah. Tell me you liked it better than Rudy. Yeah. Notre Dame's not here, are they? No, we don't care about that. Well, you know, I got to tell you, I married the bartender. There she is, right down there. So say hi to her. Yeah, baby. Woo! And that's her right up there on that balance beam. She was, her dream was to be USA Olympian. And on the USA team, like I did, right around at the same particular time. But it didn't happen, and the moral behind the story here is the fact that, you know, sometimes when you have that dream and a door is slammed in your face, another door opens up. And that's what it's all about, and it's about chasing a dream and going after it. And, you know, with me, I got lucky enough, you know, the Olympic thing happened, and then the movie Invincible came out, starring Walt Disney, and it's been a lot of fun. Any Mark Wahlberg fans here? Yeah, he's pretty cool. I had no idea who Mark Wahlberg was. I called my buddy because I thought Hugh Jackman would play me. Don't you think, you know, the Wolverine? Don't you think Hugh Jackman would have been a perfect me? Has anybody here, by the way, had a movie made about him? You're kidding. Not a YouTube. You had to have a YouTube, huh? You know, the first question is anybody asks, you know, how true was it? The second thing is, what's it like to have a movie made about you? Let me tell you, it's sick. It is absolutely sick. And it's beyond. And then have a guy like Mark Wahlberg, when I call my buddy and I say, yo, I said, guess who's playing in the movie? He says, who is it? He said, is it Jackman? I said, no, this guy named Mark Wahlberg is so Maron. I said, we mean Maron. He said, Marky Mark and the Funky Punch is playing you, right? So, there you go. But Mark was, he was a great kid and a great guy, you know, and it was really fun, and it all happened here. And as I said, it's all about this dream that we have, guys and ladies and gentlemen in this room. There I was, that 14-year-old up there in the upper right. There's a bunch of slides around there. And they were telling me that I was too small. You know, I was 4 feet tall. I was 4'10", 14 years old, about 85, 90 pounds. I did play those rough touch leagues. I really taught school at my alma mater, which is just right down the road here, Interborough High School. I was assistant track coach and football coach. We didn't have lacrosse. I mean, we weren't one of those upper crust schools, you know, back in those days that had lacrosse. It was a good thing because you put a stick in my hand, it would have been really dangerous. But it didn't happen. But all the prep schools had it. But you know what's really amazing, guys, is how much lacrosse is taking on and what you're a part of, you know, in the beautiful sport that you are, and you bring all those other sports together and the great skills you had. And I was a season ticket holder with the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course then I got that shot in 1976. But you know, guys, when you have a dream, people a lot of times are trying to just pull you back. You know, they don't want that thing to happen. They don't want it to come true at certain times. Yeah, I went through a lot of bullying, you know, especially from some of the guys out on the field that felt that they were entitled because they were draft picks, and here I was, just this kid off the streets, playing rough touch football, didn't play college football, and then, you know, so they didn't like that. They thought I was a snitch for the coach, actually, and that's what that was all about. You know, everybody told me I couldn't do it. I didn't have the right resume. I didn't have the right pedigree. And there was resentment and insecurity with a lot of my friends and people that I was doing it, because if I had made the team, that would validate their insecurity. And a lot of guys in my neighborhood were trying to pull me down and say, you don't want to try out for that, knowing that if I did, I might get the shot, or I was crazy enough to do it. And that's why I had that Who's Nuts t-shirt. That Who's Nuts t-shirt, by the way, was the shirt we used to get when we used to knock the snot out of somebody, basically. So they would give us a Who's Nuts t-shirt, and that was it. So we didn't have banners back there, but we all competed for that t-shirt, which was pretty big. But you know, here it is in 1976, and a lot of stuff's going on. It's a bicentennial in Philadelphia, and I want to try out for this team, 30 years old. You're too old, Vince, you can't do it, it'll never happen. You know, you didn't play college football, blah, 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 blah. And I have a coach that comes to me, and it's the coach that was the one that motivated me when I was a kid, because my background, which they didn't show in the movie, was the fact that my grandfather was a pig farmer just right around the corner from here. My mother was severely mentally ill, and she was a prescription drug addict and an alcoholic when I was 14 years old. My dad working on a plant at Westinghouse on the river, and there were a lot of stuff that was going on. It was my coach and my teacher that pulled me together, and you know, and that's why I have so much respect for the coaches, because the coaches that you have right now are not just coaching you today to become a winner tomorrow. The fact that you're here makes you a winner. That's what that's all about. But you know what they're preparing you for, guys? And a lot of times they make decisions and tell you to do things that you absolutely resent and you don't want to do. But the coaches, the most successful coaches, one that you're going to look down the line 10 or 15 years from now and say, you know what? Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. And that's what it's all about. That's the coaching. And that's why I have so much respect for them. And that's why I went back and taught school after I got done competing in college. But guess who comes back in my life when I'm trying out for the team? My coach. And he gives me this quote: happy are those who dream dreams and are willing to pay the price to make their dreams come true. You guys have paid the price. That's why you're here. And on Sunday, that dream is going to come true for two of the teams here. And you're going to make it happen, because this is the prize. What a beautiful prize that you're going after. And just keep an eye on that prize, you know, because it's within you to do it. You have this inner thing that's called potential, that it's going to enable you to take you to heights you can't possibly imagine. And if you ask like a coach like Vince Lombardi, an old-timer, they say, yo, coach, what's potential? He said, it's something that's never been done yet before, right? Ain't been done yet before. If you go to Coach Ramil, my coach, he said, first of all, potential is a coach killer. That's number one. And number two, it's the greatest waste out there. So I don't care what your age is and what your level is, what your status is. It's never too late to get into the game. Every one of you has this thing within you, this greatness that's just wanting to come out. And it might just be trapped inside. So I have a little playbook for you, and I'm going to, you know, sort of end it with this. And this is what I call my Invincible playbook. You know, here it is. You're already visualizing what you want to do, because you went out there and you took a look at yourself on the field. I can see you doing it, just looking at the field. You got to want it so bad, feel it, taste it, smell it. And that's the visualization part. Make an impact. You know, you've already made an impact on your team, but don't forget those who made an impact on you. And it's not just out there on the athletic field. Make an impact in the community as well. Hey, you know, sometimes when you get trapped and you feel a little bit frustrated because things aren't moving real well, just go back to your fundamentals. Go back to those things that you know so great. The fact that, you know, when you're catching the ball, there's no difference when catching the ball in the net than it is with your stick than it is with a football. You got to keep your eye on the ball. Or it's just like tennis, you know, the ball goes into the racket. Or it's just like baseball, the ball goes into the bat. There are the fundamentals. Your footwork is the fundamentals. It's keeping your balance. It's staying square. And the fundamentals of hustling and going the extra degree. Don't be afraid to take the risk, but surround yourself with good people. Be accountable. That's something that's really special right now. You need to be accountable. And it's all about me right here, what you're going to do to help your teammate. You know, what's your role on the team? Your role might have been when you first came in, you might have been the attack. But, you know, they changed you to midi, or whatever it might be. Well, they did that to my son. He says, yo, yeah, baby, I'm a left-hand attack. He visualized himself coming from behind that net 1,000 times. Ding, right in there, right? Coach says, you're 6'1". You can run a 4.5, 4.6, 40, 175 pounds. You're in a midi. You know, the first 3 weeks, but he finally got it when it kicked in. It was a lot of fun. So find out what your role is. Play it with a passion. Attitude, perseverance, consistency certainly is the key. The team comes first, as you know that. It's all about the team, so check the eye and check the ego at the door. What's this one more degree thing I have up there? Go the extra effort. And you know, if you try to boil water, what do you get with 211 degrees? Nothing. Nothing but a waste of power. But if you go one more degree, what do you have? You have steam. And with steam, you have power. And that's what that's all about. So go the extra degree, and also make sure that you're a character player and one that can be trusted. But you can be, because that's why you're here. And then this final thing here, in this area, we like to do a lot of crabbing. So this thing's all right. So what's this? Beware the bucket of crab steak and be a leader. Here's what it is. And I talked about it earlier. There's going to be people in your life that are going to try to pull you back in, and if you're that top crab and they try to take you off the top here, and you're going to go out and try to do something for yourself, all the other crabs are going to try to pull you down and be pinching at you, because they don't want you to become the king of the queen crab. That's what it's all about, because your success validates their failure. Don't let that happen. Break away from the bucket of crabs and definitely be a leader. And then the other thing is white knuckle it. And this is where we're going to end it up to here with a highlight from the movie. The white knuckle, what's the white knuckle all about? Well, you know, in the movie, I was getting crushed all the time. In real life, I was getting crushed. And my buddy from Michigan, he comes up and he says to me, he said, yo, Vinny, he says, you just read their knuckles. I said, what do you mean read their knuckles? He said, well, when they're leaning forward, you know, he says it means their weight's going forward, so you'll be able to know that they're charging. He said, all I got to do is do a sidestep. Once I started doing that, all of a sudden, my survival rate was a lot higher in training camp. So with that, we have this thing called analyze, adapt, and achieve. And this is what's going to help you in everything you do, not just out on the field on Sunday, but think about this in everything you do in life, because you have an obstacle or a goal and you want to have your invincible moment of greatness, which is your moment of truth, is you have to make sure that you understand what your opponents are all about, all the moves they have, and making sure in the analyze part that you're not your own worst opponent. That's number one. What's the adaptation? Adaptation is really simple. You have your audibles there all the time going out there, aren't you? I mean, you're constantly throwing. That's what it is. A ball moves to the left, you work the triangle, it's going here and there and the other way. I'll tell you one thing. When they call my son, you know, Vinny's a lefty, they call Loyola. And I'm on the sideline and I hear Loyola. Oh, baby. My juices start flowing because I know that's him going one-on-one against that guy out there. But it doesn't always happen. He doesn't get the shot off, so what's he got to do? He's got to go audible, move the ball around, whip it around, then you go the other play. So that's the adaptation part of the play, as improvise and adjust. And then finally, achieve. Get the ball on the goal. Work for the goalie, poor guy. How many goalies here? How many? Oh my God, are you crazy or what? We should have huge much t-shirts for you goalies. I'll tell you something. What you do when you stand up there, you know. But their goal, of course, is to stop you from scoring. But the ultimate goal right here is the prize. But forget about it, because the victory's in the participation. You guys are already champions. I have a copy of the movie, by the way, for each one of the teams and for each one of your coaches. I mean, I don't know what you're doing tonight, you know, but, you know, you want to watch a good sports movie, this might be it. When Appalachian State beat Michigan, you know what movie they watched the night before, right there it is, right here. You know Michigan watched, hey coaches, a warning, don't show them Titanic. It doesn't get them ready for games, okay? So stay away from the Titanic. But there it is. So, hey, thanks to you guys very much, and thanks to the NCAA. Thanks to Drexel and Lee and I have been communicating for a long time. And of course the Eagles organization, Philadelphia Sports Congress, and particularly you, thank you very much for the great thrill that I've had to meet you. It's a great culture, this lacrosse culture, and it's just going to get that much better. And I think it's so great that Mike and ESPN and NBC Sports and all them are now getting you the recognition that you deserve. And I'm going to leave you with this, and my wife asked me to do this. This was always our rallying cry when we were about ready to go down on special teams and cover a kickoff, and it went simply like this: set your hair on fire and cause a wreck. So have fun, guys. Have a great weekend. Congratulations to everybody on the Champions